Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are almost done with Titus Andronicus, but not quite. We've got a couple more to go. We get to hear from Marcus Andronicus today in Act 5, Scene 3, which has been kind of a crazy scene. I mean, there's been a lot of craziness and a lot of grossness, and a quick little recap of the grossness. We started out this scene at a dinner party wherein Titus served pies made of Chiron and Demetrius to their mother, Tamara. Titus murdered his own daughter, Lavinia, to spare himself the humiliation of having to deal with her pain. And then he killed Tamara right after saying, "You just ate your kids." And then Saturnius killed Titus, and then Lucius killed Saturnius. And then there was a great big hubbub, and Marcus was like, "Can everybody please just get along?" And either Emilius or a Goth stood up and was like, "There's a lot to this story that you all don't know." And then Lucius told a lot of the story and filled us all in on, and from Lucius's perspective, he was sort of like Chiron and Demetrius are the keys to this whole thing. They did all of the bad stuff. They killed Basanius. They framed Marcius and Quintus. They raped and mutilated Lavinia. They took Titus's hand, all that kind of stuff. And then he's like, and you're gonna, and you banished me, like me, the war hero me, you banished me. And then he stops himself because he's bragging too much. But Marcus steps up and he says, "Now is my turn to speak. Behold this child. Of this was Tamara delivered, the issue of an irreligious war, chief architect and plotter of these woes. The villain is alive in Titus' house, and as he is, to witness this is true. Now, judge what course had Titus to revenge these wrongs, unspeakable past patience, or more than any living man could bear. Now you have heard the truth. What say you, Romans? Have we done aught amiss? Show us wherein, and from the place where you behold us now, the poor remainder of Andronici will hand in hand all headlong cast us down, and on the ragged stones beat forth our brains, and make a mutual closure of our house. Speak, Romans, speak. And if you say we shall, lo, hand in hand, Lucius and I will fall." So what he's saying here is he's putting the icing on the cake, saying that actually it was Aaron who did all of this, and he also happened to impregnate Tamara and produce this child. So, and he's like, and Aaron can tell you that all of that is true. So then he pleads to all of the people that are around, because remember when Saturnius and Tamara came in, they had like a train with them, and then there was this whole hubbub. So there's a fair number of people around at this point, and he's like, okay, if we're gonna pretend that this is a trial, now that you've heard everything that was done to Titus, and that you've heard how crooked Tamara and the emperor and Aaron are, can you really blame Titus for anything that he did? Like, seriously, what did Titus do wrong? Because if you can come up with something that shows that Titus was actually in the wrong for anything that he did along the way, then Lucius and I will go kill ourselves right now. Like, we'll just go end it, and there will be no more Andronici left. Like, we'll just end this household. But the people decide actually that Titus was in the right, and they decide to name Lucius the new emperor. They think that he should be emperor. And so as he's sort of ascending to take the throne as emperor, they're like, okay, also let's go get Aaron, because we need to set out his punishment. So some people go to get Aaron, and those that are left while they're waiting for Aaron to be brought back in, take a moment and say their goodbyes to Titus. They honor him as a father and a war hero and a man who tried to do right by his family under really, really, really awful circumstances. And they mourn. They take just a moment to mourn the passing of Titus. But then Aaron is brought in, and we will find out tomorrow what they decide to do with him for all of his horrible, horrible wrongs. So I will see you tomorrow for that. Mwah.